Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I am at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Pisces, whose correlating major arcana card is the Moon in the Tarot and the Fool in the Cards of Truth. So we'll put those right there. This is the artist card here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can pull from the well of infinite creativity. So this is a new spread. This is one of mine. I call it Awakening Essential Energy. So Pisces, we are going to start off with the Archetype cards, and this row is where would I find this essential energy at this time? Then on the second row, the Creativity Oracle, this is how best should I nudge this energy awake? And the third row with the Soul's Journey lesson cards is about what about this energy needs to be explored in depth. And then we will finally get to how else will Source guide me to stay in my creative power through this awakening. Okay, Pisces, let's get started. We also have the Cards of Truth for direction and the Lenormand cards for clarification. Clarifying. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, the Visionary. Beautiful card for you to get. It says, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Very nice. And the Shadow, selling insight to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Yeah, interesting. So, this is the energy that you can tap into at this time. Very, very nice. Visionary card is an extraordinary card because as an artist, you really have to have that vision of what and where you want to go and what you want to do, right? You have to see the bigger picture. So, all right. So let's get some direction with this. So we've got the Eight of Clubs in reverse. Interesting. Now this card is Rahu energy. This is going into the matrix, that the self-made matrix, or the matrix of life, your life, and pondering through it, exploring, experiencing new and different things in life that will further you along your creative path. So the Eight of Clubs is a pretty solid, self-validating, knowledge-seeking. Yeah, this is being in a higher power of self, which is where you would want to be open and receptive for those visions. Yet your Eight of Clubs is in reverse. So this means you've either put that exploring into the Rahu matrix of self on a shelf, or just are in the in-between, different discoveries, and feeling that that energy needs to be stirred up again. Some inspiration to get you back into the game. So let's see what we have here. We have the book, which is also in reverse. So that kind of says you've put this exploration, if you will, on hiatus. Okay. So it's been on hiatus, and just knowing that it's reachable, that you can pick this up at any time. Okay. So let's move on to see what else, because if you are looking for that next vision, that next big thing, you do want to keep it in the light attributes, right? Your creativity around the vision of what you're going to be able to do has something to do with seeing the bigger picture, which you're very able to do, Pisces. You are of a spiritual knowing that not all cards have that so available to them. Not all astrology, zodiac signs have that available as quickly and as effortlessly as Pisces. It's almost like second nature, which is also the Eight of Clubs card too. So it's you just putting that vision on the shelf, perhaps even trying to understand how it can be a bigger visionary thing than it is at the moment for you. So how to tap into that without compromising your vision. Very interesting. So it's and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when you're in the studio and you want to have a new vision around whether a piece of work is done or not, you cover it up or you turn it to the wall, or when you will let it sit for a few days and turn it around and turn it upside down, and you see all the things that need to be tweaked about it, or you see something completely new and fabulous and you go with that. So it's perhaps that time. Very interesting. So, okay, so how best should I nudge this energy awake? That getting back into the matrix. Manifestation. That's a great card to get. Soon you may manifest the goal you focus spiritual energies upon. Wow. Soon you may manifest the goal you focus spiritual energies upon. Well, Pisces, you know spiritual energy. So, very nice here. Manifesting. So, to nudge this, maybe a vision board, or maybe a meditation, maybe a pros and cons list to help you figure out exactly which direction to go next. That is going to be the best for your self-validation, not needing it from an outside source. It's an excellent card for that, being able to have this vision and not need it for, or to use it for a personal gain. This is more about the spiritual experience of this. So if you can stay in the manifestation of making this a spiritual experience in that matrix of a higher self, because that is what this Eight of Clubs is about, that opportunity to connect ego and soul on a spiritual level by engaging in that Rahu, that experimentation, that exploration. It can be a little risky mentally and physically because, you're looking at things that are what's going to make you grow. So this is really very great because that vision needs to feel or feed the soul and not the ego, which is the difference between the light and shadow side. The light being soul feeding and the shadow side being ego feeding. So if you can keep in the light visionary while you are manifesting, doing this for your inner self, no doubt that it will be pretty spectacular. So let's see what else we have here in the manifestation. Ooh, the big think card. Well, of course, for the manifestation, you're going to have to put the big think on. And for, clarity, lucky clovers. So yeah, it doesn't look like the effort here to nudge, it's ready, right? It's not going to be that hard. You just need to wrap your brain around and about how to approach it and with what attitude to start looking at it, which is with the light attributes. Feed the soul. Wow, and it will just all fall into place. So the threes are Mars energy. It's the strength in the dark suit. So yeah, this is fabulous. You have everything that you need to nudge this thing forward. It's something you're probably very experienced at. And if not, you know how to let go and let Source guide you, which is basically, see this, what they're suggesting. I mean, you could see that as the moon, right? Your intuition, your perception. You're just closing your eyes and letting Source guide you. Very lovely. Okay, so let's take a look at this bottom row. And what about this energy needs to be explored in depth? Service. I feel good when I can help others. So there's that visionary attitude and lesson coming right on through to what needs to be explored in more depth. So it is about that light and shadow way of thinking, that soul and ego, and being honest and open and allowing that conversation between the two to happen. Very nice. Okay, let's get some direction here. Jack of Hearts in reverse and the letter in reverse. Very interesting. So, Jack energy, very fast-paced. This is in reverse, so again, it is suggesting that ego-soul battle that always takes place where you want to be a great success as an artist. You want the accolades of having that incredible vision, tapping into the uniqueness of you, being able to pull that and put it into something visual that can be shared. There's that tug of war that every artist experiences at some point in their career, if they're doing anything right, of feeding the soul and massaging the ego at the same time. My. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for you because here we are in reverse, and this Jack of Hearts is again with the Jack of Hearts is the artist card. It is the lover card. It's charming and fleeting and inspiring. It's fleeting because it is very fast-paced energy. This is strike while the iron is hot, because you got to dive in. You're going to meet with some extraordinary idea, some emotionally, because of the heart suit and the clubs being the idea suit, that it's going to be emotionally rewarding, and it is going to tempt you down that shadow path of ego, when you got to remember where the depth and the real juice is, because the ego only takes your abilities, your skills and talents, your mojo, your unique center, that thing that makes you tick, that you are finding at the depth of your soul. Soul is where you find the rich stuff. That comes from source. Ego is fine and dandy, and it's all well and good, but it does need to be tempered, to be held in check, if you will, because we all have it. We all like the attention and the stroking, if you will, that success can bring. However, it's going to be shallow if that's all it is. That's where you get into trouble, where it doesn't quite have the depth, that real, meaningful depth of you, that you're able to get through that matrix and explore and find and bring back, and always have it led with soul, because that's the good, juicy, golden nuggets. That's what makes it have that weight. Well, okay, and the letter, that's in reverse as well. So the letter is coming from an outside source to you. There's something about that being in reverse that you need to have a bit of a clue in here, that not to ignore what's in print. This can be of anything, really, okay? So, these days it's not just letters, it's emails and any source of information that's coming your way. Explore a little bit with that in mind. And it could be from friends, it could be from an outside source, and that's where the others come in here, that you feel good when you can help others. So keep that within your visionary quest here. Okay, so let's move on and see how else will Source guide me to stay in my creative power through this awakening. So I pulled a Pema Chodron card from her Tunglan exercises, and it is just about loving kindness and being able to hold that and be able to share it throughout your life. Very good life lessons here. And we pulled the number 1 card, and it says, first train in the preliminaries. Her commentary on that is, The preliminaries are also known as the 4 reminders in your daily life. Try to. So, number 1, maintain an awareness of the preciousness of human life. Number 2, be aware of the reality that life ends. Death comes for everyone. Number 3, recall whatever you do, whether virtuous or not, has a result. What goes around comes around. And 4, contemplate that as long as you are too focused on self-importance and too caught up in thinking about how you are good or bad, you will suffer. Obsessing about getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want does not result in happiness. Not in the creative world. Nope, that is the ego world. So we will stick with the soul adventure and hold that sacred. Let's see what the Wishcraft card has for you. This is celebrate the seasons. Magic happens at all times of the year. Sweet. And then I pulled a Chinese fortune-telling stick, the Chin Tongue, and this is, your love interests are wrong and soon will be right. Very, very nice. Keep that soul and ego in balance. Manifest from the richness of the bottom of your depth of creativity. Whatever you are contemplating, sitting in that manifestation for your vision of a higher self. Beautiful, beautiful energy awaits you, Pisces. This is very, very good. Well, hope this resonates, and good luck with everything. And if you want to subscribe, please hit the button. And I will see you next time, next month. Until then, thank you and happy creating.